Hey there, it's Ashley Corville from the Complete Mortgage team. I wanted to walk you through the financing section of the contract. And that may sound really boring, except for the fact that most agents don't pick up on these little tidbits, and we find ourselves in a bit of trouble sometimes. So I just wanted to walk you through the financing section, make sure that you kind of are aware of this paragraph and answer any questions you might have. So I'm going to pull this up. This is the Louisiana Purchase Agreement, and I have highlighted um, lines 82 through 92, which is specifically what I'm talking about here. So it says the buyer acknowledges and warrants the buyer has the available funds which are required to be completed at the sale of the property, included but not limited to deposit, down payment, closing costs, prepaids, and other expenses. So that means that when you write the contract, you need to know how much cash for closing is due from the buyer. Do they have that money for their down payment, closing costs, everything it takes to make this transaction works? So that means that the buyer agent needs to know what that cash for closing looks like, which you'll get from the lender, and do the clients have it? And so you have to ask that question. The lender says you need $10,000 at closing. Is that money in your bank account? I know it can be awkward to ask questions like that from your buyers because you feel like it's their financial privacy there, but you are asking them to sign this contract. And so they don't read all of the lines of the contract. It's really our job to help educate them. And we don't want them to sign something that automatically places them kind of in a world of being able to get this contract breached. Okay. So want to make sure that they know that you guys have a right to ask that and should. And if you feel uncomfortable, you just reference this part of the contract. Okay. The second part is the buyer shall supply written documentation from a lender that a loan application has been made and the buyer has given written authorization to the lender to proceed with the loan approval process. And I had a conversation with an agent today that said, well, that's the pre-approval, right? And I said, not according to me. And so I said, well, let's talk about this. And she said, well, yeah, they've done a credit application. You should have everything you need for them to do an application. And I said, yes, that's true, except for this paragraph talks about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which has a very defined definition on what they consider to be a written loan application. It is a 6-item checklist, and it is right here, y'all. The borrower's name, their monthly income, their social security address, the property address, estimated value of the property, and the mortgage loan amount that's sought after. And so that means that we have to have an executed contract so we know what house that they're looking for, the purchase price, so we can determine the loan amount. And that triggers a written loan application for the lender per the CFPB according to this contract. And so if you are thinking the pre-approval is sufficient for that, I'm going to say it's probably not. The reason why is because we cannot start our full loan process, like ordering appraisal and title, which is a charge to the borrower, until they receive these disclosures from us and they signed the intent to proceed. And so if they delay that, if you don't check on it as a listing agent, if you write a really long calendar date, 10, 15, 20 days for them to get in the written loan application, you are setting yourself up that you're not going to close on time, because it does typically take somewhere between 21 and 45 days to close a loan. And so we want to make sure that the clients decide on their lender, sign their disclosures, and intend to proceed with the lender so we can do our job and get going and rolling on this. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Our team's process is when this has happened, when they've done a written loan application and they've signed their disclosures, we inform all parties that that has been done, that this has been signed off on automatically, so our buyers and listings agents don't have to track this down from us, making it easier for you to just keep your dates and your contracts moving forward. If you are looking for a new lending partner, you don't have a great relationship with one, or you just want to discuss what it would look like for us to do some business together, I would love the opportunity. Please reach out to me and my team. Let's sit down, figure out our goals, and see if we're a good fit, and we'll go from there on helping you grow your business this year. Thanks so much. Bye now.